Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23 and IFK Goteborg, and we're into 2029, our 6th year, I guess, of this save. And today we're wrapping up our Champions League campaign, which hasn't been particularly good. But our last two games were away against Barcelona at Camp Nou, and then we host AC Milan in our final game. We have picked up our first points of the tournament with a win against Legia, but we have lost 5 out of 6 games so far. So we'll try and finish strongly, but we've got 2 tough games to end things off. And depending on what happens, we might go for transfers today. I might leave it for the next video. I'll wait and see what happens with the games. If we don't see a great deal of highlights, I might do transfers as well, but I might leave it for the next video when we start our brand new league season. So we'll at least have a couple of Champions League games today and maybe more. We'll see what happens. And if you're enjoying the series, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. Apologies that I disappeared for pretty much a week because I was extremely busy at work. We went through a lot of different stuff with absence and holidays. I mean, this is summer holidays, so everyone wants time off work, so that's just how it is. And fortunately I ended up doing additional hours on top of my full-time contract and extra days, and it got a bit much. I mean, to give you an idea, I was on annual leave about a month ago, and I used that time to get over a week ahead on my videos, and that progress has completely gone. Just what happens sometimes, life gets in the way. So, well, you know, we'll crack on. So looking back at last video, we faced Legia in Poland, and we won 3-2. We came from 2-0 down, and then Matsi's second half hat-trick got us the 3-2 win. We did then lose 2-0 at home against Shakhtar Donetsk, a very disappointing performance there. But we did get our first points of the tournament with 3 against the Poles. They've had their end of season break and they've come back to training. We've got Barcelona and Milan in our last 2 games. Our first league game is away against former champions Harken. So I guess we'll see what happens in these last 2 Champions League games. Maybe we can surprise someone and pick up a point, but we'll see. Let's have a look at some team news. Matsi does need a fitness test, but he looks like he should be okay. Malay Diagne is out for a couple of weeks with an ankle injury. Frederick Nissen is out for a week or 2 with a calf injury, so a couple of players out. And we've come back from our break, so there's a certain lack of fitness for some players. So this is not great to come back to. And maybe should have built up that match fitness with a couple more friendlies before going to Camp Nou to take on Barcelona. I think we're going to get absolutely trounced here, but we'll see. Let's have a look at this Barca side then. Xavi in charge with Christensen, Ter Stegen in goal, the captain, Balde, Frenkie de Jong, Gavi and Pedri, that midfield 3. And then Dembele and Mane behind Sergio Camelo. And then Rafinha on the bench. Sergio Camelo wasn't a player I was especially familiar with. Starts out at Atletico with a loan at Vallecano. He went to Brazil for a few years and absolutely tore things up for Flamengo, and has come back to Spain and Barcelona for £22 million. So one to watch. He's got 5 in 9 already in the league. But let's enjoy this. I mean, how often do you get to play at Camp Nou? You know, we're going to absolutely enjoy this match and see what happens. It's a 4-1-4-1 by Barca. Of course, we're lacking that fitness. I think we're going to get pretty heftily beaten here, but we'll see what happens. I mean, Barcelona have a corner here with 3 minutes played, and it's up in the air, and it is headed towards goal, but Dahlberg managing to make the stop. Rolls it to Johan Bungsby, who goes long and finds Ondrejka, which is a good bit of football. Here's Hagen, and I was not sure if Matsi was offside then. He did seem to sort of stray wide a little bit. I think he might have just been offside, but in which case it's smart not to go for it. And here come Barcelona from the back, forward to Gavi. And here is Camelo to Ousmane Dembele. And Rendell Correa on the right. Gavi finds Pedri with a great ball, and Pedri scores with 4 minutes on the clock. It's Barcelona 1, Göteborg 0. I will say, absolutely tipping it down at Camp Nou. Pouring with rain. But Barcelona break the deadlock. Gavi with the great ball to Pedri. I mean, 2 of the most talented midfielders in world football, and still got so much more to give. And we're in 2029 now, so they're probably at the peak of their careers at the moment. And I've got the feeling we're going to see a few more goals yet in this game. Hopefully, we'll get 1 or 2 ourselves. Not if Hagen gives the ball away like that, though. We're not. He's managed to clear it, though. Balde to Frenkie de Jong. Out wide again for Thierry. Here's Dembele. And, well, no penalty given there. We've cleared it. But again, Barcelona are just going to keep coming. De Jong. Back to Neuen. And again, Camelo coming forward now. It's dealt with. Well, it's not really dealt with, is it? Camelo's through. 2-0. We're 6 minutes in. It might not count. We'll check VAR. We'll see what the decision is. But it's going to be a long night. The goal's been given. It's 2-0. And we've barely played 6 minutes. So that's no good. Camelo. Did not get to the ball. It was Aguilar. Not a great clearance. Pedri sends Camelo through for a second time. It's already 2-0. I'm just going to try and defend a bit more and just try and see what we can do with this game. We've got a corner kick here, though. Hagen goes for the header, and it is just over, but we at least had a sniff at their goal. Here's Andreas Christensen. 27 minutes on the clock, so it has died down a little bit since Barcelona's great opening 10 minutes. But here's Sadio Mane, and he puts it across for Camelo, but it took a bit of deflection, and Dahlberg does manage to make the stop. Hagen keeping it up well, holding it up until that point again. He gives the ball away a lot, Hagen. His forward plays mostly good, but sometimes he will just lose the ball cheaply like that. And here's Alejandro Balde. And Camelo's through again here, and he's going to get his second and Barcelona's third. It's 3-0, 31 minutes gone, and this is going to be a long, long evening. We're just losing the ball too cheaply in midfield, and we're making it easy for Barcelona, and Camelo's got his second of the game. We're 3-0 down already. Now in forward to Gavi. Camelo to Dembele. And Pedri's through, and this is going to be 4-0, isn't it? 4-0, not even half time. How many are we going to concede here, honestly? I mean, I tried going defensive and sitting back a bit, but if anything, that's made us look even worse. And there's probably going to be a fifth here before half time. Mane, Camelo might get himself a hat-trick here, and he does. Sergio Camelo, first half hat-trick. The signing from Flamengo is actually a really good start to his career at Barca. 5-0, and it's not even half time. This is hard to watch. Bangsbo and Zagallar are having a nightmare out there. Camelo gets his first half hat-trick, and there's no keeping that out by Dahlberg, but this is embarrassing. I know it's Barcelona, but still, this just isn't good enough. I mean, we had a chance at about 20 minutes with the corner kick, I think it was, Hagen. But other than that, we've offered nothing. And I know it's Barcelona, I know they're good, but 5-0 at half-time against anybody is just not good enough. It's inexcusable. Bungsbo's come off, Carlen's come on, Bungsbo's on the 5.8. There's nothing you can do about that. He needs to come off. I'm going to take off Ondrejka as well. I'm going to put Olivieri on the left-hand side. Just see if that does anything. Augustinson to Melvin Berg. Good burst of speed there from him. But again, we just can't find that final ball. We just can't get those chances away. Camelo's going to go for... That's just taking the piss. That's just taking the mickey. It's 6-0. Like, why? You're just showboating now. I mean, Camelo had the ball inside the centre circle there. Dahlberg has come out way too far, a good 10 yards, and Camelo's chipped him. Like, this is just embarrassing now. It's fair to say that you can never be ready for Barcelona, but we definitely weren't ready. We've come back from our end of season break. We've had a couple of friendlies. We're not match fit, and we're at Camp Nou against Barcelona. Like, this was never going to end well, was it? We might sneak a goal, but we probably won't. I think we've had 2 shots at goal all game. The best chance being Hagen's header over the bar. And look how much space Thierry's got here. This is going to be 7-0. And we've still got well over half an hour to go here. Gavi to Pedri, 7-0. This is going on for being probably the heaviest defeat I've ever had in FM. Like, they could very well get 10 goals here. And I don't know if I've ever conceded like 10. I don't know what my heaviest defeat is. But we're getting close to it. I mean, I don't know if Liverpool's 8-0 Champions League record stands against Besiktas. I'd be interested to see if anyone's broken that. Guys, now your chance. Frenkie de Jong's getting treatment of the sidelines. They've got 10 men. If ever there was a chance to get a goal in this game, it's now. Here's Mauricio Mercado. Here's Hagen. They might actually. This is the best football it's in so far, but Kulikov doesn't quite get the ball there. Just lacking that anticipation, I guess. I thought we were going to be through there, but it didn't happen. And now it's at Pedri, but he's lost the ball pretty cheaply there. Kulikov, I think, was offside there, and he's hit the post anyway. It hasn't been given offside. He just hit the woodwork. That was close. The closest we've come to scoring all game. And mercifully, I think it's going to be just 7-0. And an XG of just 3, though. So Barca are taking their chance as well. And we haven't really offered too much. We're always going to be second best in this game. Always going to be huge underdogs, but 7-0 against anybody just isn't good enough, is it? Okay, mercifully it's over. It's 7-0. What team talk do you do after that? Like, it's 7-0. This is just going to make them mad. I'm not doing a team talk. I'm just going to give them the silent treatment. Because you just lost 7-0. So, I am just not going to do a team talk. Because I'm scared that I just picked the wrong one. If I'd have said you were underdogs and you gave it your best, they would have been mad. Because we just lost 7-0. Oh, here we go. No, it's not. Liverpool won 11-1 against Sparta Prague last year. So that is the biggest Champions League win. So there's your answer. Liverpool won 11-1. Can we see what happened in that match? Oh, here we go. Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez got a hat-trick each. Fabinho scored a penalty. Elliott scored. Van Dijk scored. Caicedo scored. And Gakpo scored. So there you go. An 11-1 win for Liverpool last year. Biggest Champions League win ever. But yeah, that wasn't a fun game. 7-0's never nice against anybody. So, you know, hopefully we can do something a bit better against Milan. End this with a strong note because it's been a pretty disastrous campaign. I think we had very, very tough games this year. But yeah, it's not been fun. We've only got 3 points. We got the win against Legia, but other than that, it's been a very disappointing campaign. I don't think it helps as well that our club atmosphere has kind of dipped a bit. We have a lot of players that want to leave. We've been rejecting bids all over the place for Matsi, for Zagalar. Matsi wants to leave. We have a few unhappy players, and it is causing some problems. We sold Ziad Larkesh, the left back, because he was complaining about lack of football and all the team leaders basically were on his side. He ended up being sold. So, yeah, we're at a position where lots of clubs are going after our like bright young players like Matzi and Zagalar. And Cardona is another one as well, the left back Nicolas Cardona. He's told us he wants to leave. So I think in the case of him, we will be trying to get whatever money we can for him to try and fleece Dortmund for as much money as we can, because he's told us he's leaving at the end of his contract, which essentially means he's never going to stay. Just sell him, which is what we're going to try and do. But we have our last Champions League game. We're already out. We can't do anything. We only have 3 points. We are at home against AC Milan. After this, we'll actually see how our other Swedish sides have been doing in Europe, because we have a side in the Conference League and a side in the Europa League, I believe. So we're going to check in on them before we end the video. And next time, we'll do the transfer window. I made a couple of changes to the sides, but I'm confident we can do better than we did against Barca. We're at home. I think AC have been doing fairly well. Stefano Pioli in charge. Mignon's in goal. They've got Tomori, Benacer. I mean, AC Milan are just outside the top 8 at the moment. A good result could see them break through. They are confirmed to be at least in the knockout playoff round, though. But you can see us down there, 34th place. We have at least recorded a win. Can't say the same for Dinamo or Legia, who we managed to beat, although they were 2-0 up against us. Dortmund have had a bit of a mare. They lost 5 out of 7. I don't know what's happened to Dortmund. But, you know, let's try and end strongly and see if we can do something against the Italians, shall we? It's been a horrible Champions League campaign. We haven't been as good as we were last year. I think we've had tougher games, but let's try and end strongly, shall we? Milan have a corner kick here 10 minutes into the game. It's headed by Bungsbo, but Bungsbo manages to clear it. And here's Eric Andre, giving them the game ahead of Melvin Berg, but he's lost the ball very cheaply there to Calabria. Here's Dedic, and Mercado goes in for the tackle. Can't quite win the ball, and we should be able to deal with this. Sourdough hasn't really done so, and De Ketelaere goes for goal, but it's over. Augustinsson to Manas Kuzu, who's got some space here. Mathieu gives it away though. It's not going too well. Vitor Roque. Can he find something here? It's deflection, and can we clear it? Calabria. Benacer over. A couple of chances for Milan. Long range shots though. We keep them from distance. We might be able to sneak something. We're keeping the ball well actually. We just haven't had a shot at goal yet. So let's play a bit more positive. We're working it into the box. I think we're doing all the right stuff. We just haven't found that way through yet. Sourdough with a throw in here. Not playing Hausner today. Just made a few changes. Sourdough to Ondrejka. Here's Kuzu. This is nice. Kuzu's managed to get away from the defender. Goes for goal. It's over. But nice bit of football. Nice idea. Peters to Mikado. Here's Ondrejka. Got some space on this right hand side. Can he find a cross in there for Matzia? For anybody? It goes back to Sourdough. Dedic wins it in the air. And here's De Ketelaere. Beto. Lots of space in midfield now for Milan. Ferdi. Vitor Roque. Calabria. And the chance is going to come, and the goal's eventually going to come. It's another deflection. Calabria going for Beto. Beto with a header. Beto with a goal. Milan 1-0 up. Only 24 minutes this time. At least we're not 2-0 down after 6. But Milan break the deadlock, and looking like we're staring down another defeat here, which will be... Well, but that'd be 7 losses out of 8 if we lose this. We've won 1 game against Legia, no draws. We are going to end up losing all but 1 game, because I don't think we'll get anything from this. And we're actually rock bottom now, because it looks like Dinamo are going to get some points, and it looks like Legia might actually be winning. So we're going to be rock bottom of the Champions League. I'm going to take off Peters and bring on Hagen, because I think Hagen has that experience edge that we might need. Matsy's had nothing to do up front. And AC have a corner kick here. It's headed away by Zagala though. And Vitor Roque to for Tomori, but he lets it go. Is Dedic to Tomori. Pierre Kalulu to Calabria. AC coming forward again here. Benacer. Pablo goes for goal. Good save, Dolberg. I'm going to go attacking. I want us to get a goal here. We've been good in the possession and the passing today, but just lacking something in that final third. I don't know if it's because Mathieu is not happy because we've had rejected so many bids for him and he wants to leave. I don't know what it is, but let's see if we can get back into this game and find a goal, shall we? Here's to Ketelaere and it's Beto. I mean, AC look like they're going to get a second goal here. Beto's going to get it here. No, I thought Dalbert kicked that out then. This isn't going well, is it? It's just been a horrific Champions League campaign. You know, we won one game, we lost. We're going to lose 7 because we're not getting back into this game, are we? Beto to Pablo. Just a really good 1-2 between the two players. And I thought Dalberg saved this then, but goalkeeping's poor, isn't it? Here's Mercado. Oh, he sold Andre short there. Come on, guys. You're better than this and you know it. Vitor Roque to Ketelaere. I think AC are going to get a third here, you know. It's disappointing. I know we can play better than this. That's an own goal. It just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? Carlin's come on for Kuzu. He's put in his own net. It's 3-0. It's just one thing after another at the moment, isn't it? Charles de Ketelaere to Calabria. And it was Vitor Roque looking for the ball into the box. And it took a deflection off Carlin. It's a third for Milan. It's a shame. It is a real shame. 4 minutes of injury time. Late chance here maybe for us. Saladoga's got the ball. Mercado with the header. And we get our goal. I mean, we've left it far, far, far too late. But Mercado gets the goal. We get a consolation goal against Milan. It's 3-1 in the 92nd minute. So we've at least got the ball in the net in this video. I'll take that. Mercado with a good header. And the Wonder Kid gets his goal. This is going to be a really long struggle to get through this Champions League, because did we finish dead last? We didn't. Legia drew against Juventus, but 35th place, 3 points with the win against Legia. It was a disaster, honestly. It was an absolute disaster. It didn't start off well with us losing to Leverkusen, because we really should have done better there. Bayer did get 14th though, so they qualify for the knockout playoff. Yeah, it was just a really tough group of fixtures, harder than last year by far. But hopefully we can do enough over the next year or the next couple of years that we can do some work on that and we can get through this Champions League phase. Because otherwise we're going to be stuck for a long time. Unless we don't win the league title, in which case, of course, we'd be going down to Champions League qualifying or the Europa League or the Conference League. We're not going to be going deep in these competitions. Because if we win the league every year, we'll just qualify for the Champions League every year. Unless we drop in coefficients, which I don't know if we'll do or not. I want to see what the coefficients are like after that, because we did lose 7 out of 8 Champions League games. I imagine we're going to get hit pretty hard because we just didn't do well enough. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see how Malmö ended up. Did they get through? Yes, they did. 6th place in the end. So they're into the top 8 through the round of 16. AIK just missed out in the top 24, winning 2 against Rapid and Tbilisi, but losing 5. That's where they came undone, and they just lost out to AZ Alkmaar with 7 points out of their 8 games. So AIK just missing out, but Malmö through to the round of 16. I don't think we have any sides in the Conference League then. No, it was just 2 sides in the Europa League. We don't have any teams in the Conference League. So we had 2 teams in qualifying, but they didn't get through. But next time, we're going to start the defence once again of our league title. Harken away from home is going to be the game. We're going to go through all the transfer window news as well. New players coming in, players leaving. You know, we're coming up on the 1st of February. That's when it all takes place. So we'll go for our transfers next time. We'll face Harken, and we'll forget about Europe for a little bit. And, you know, we'll come back to that in summer 2029. Hopefully, things will go a little bit better. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. And yes, next time we'll start our new league season. We are now 4-time champions with 3 consecutive league wins. We will try and go for title number 5 and a 4th in a row. and that starts away against Harken, and lots of transfer news as well. So plenty to get through next time. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.